up and flex. Kick it and I'm over your head, watch me press. That's that tap on the neck on me, that can't be the same. Over your hood in the bed. Look at the dollar cup, setting you dead. I'm a woman three, died on the drink, sleep so wet. Step in the field, that's how really can get. Step in the ring, got them kissing the dick, now they cutting the chick, getting whooped at the bed. Step in the booth and I'm getting that red. Sharpen my steel, no, I'm beating my chest. Cup on the top, think I'm who I'm gon' let, graphic again. Pass the baton, now I'm on to the stretch. Top of the key, now I'm banging the net. Put it on me, cause I'm winning the bet. Go a check, click against click. Who you gon' call? Who you gon' get? Who you gon' Skype? Stages to sit, stage in the street, step at your shit. Bitches and tip at your chin, watch it, I pull up and play. Kick it and I'm moving your head, watch me press. Bitches that tap in the map on me, can't be the same. Put your foot in the bed, bitches stop looking at the cups out of your dead. Bitches that tip at your chin, watch it, I pull up and play. Kick it and I'm moving your head, watch me press. Bitches that tap in the map on me, can't be the same. Stop looking at the cups out of your dead.
Feeling like it's time for my just due. So humble, but at times I can flex too. You scam for a week and think you wealthy. Get locked up and can't even afford what your bail be. Hey, words of advice, it always help me. I learned to play the hand the world dealt me. You know when I'm around, she say she smelt me. That's why I got a head where my belt be. 32, 69 on everything. So in love, I'ma put that on my wedding ring. Bicycle flow, watch how I'm pedaling. Never had a settlement, cause I ain't in the settling. A breath of fresh air to this music scene. You are what you eat, I order jerk wings. D-boy, pockets fat like butter bean. Diamonds in the watch and the pinky ring. Been doing this as far as I can remember. Even before COVID, I was checking temperature. Spend a little cash, but I ain't trying to get with ya. For God so loved the world, but that's enough for the scriptures.
Bitches and tip at your chin, watch it, I pull up and play. Kick it and I'm over your head, watch me press. Bitches that tap in the map on me, can't be the same. Put your hood in the bed, bitches stop looking at all the cups out of your dead. Bitches and tip at your chin, watch it, I pull up and play. Kick it and I'm over your head, watch me press. Bitches that tap in the
All right. We up in this motherfucking piece. We at the Frost Money Raw and Unfiltered, baby. I've been waiting for this.
What's the word? How you doing, Tree?
I'm doing excellent, man. I'm feeling good. I'm still hungover from yesterday, so that's a good time on a Sunday. That's the normal feeling.
You was in these streets last night?
Nah, I wasn't in the streets. I was at home. I get fucked up at home, man.
Yeah. That's the best way to do it, low key.
Yep. My queen thanks me in the morning.
Yep.
All day. So, man, it's that time again.
This is like tradition. We do this like every year now.
Yep. I look forward to talking to you because you got the heartbeat of the streets. You know what's going on.
I appreciate it, bro.
We get to talk about Frost Night, man.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
We're going to start off with that. Describe to the people who don't know, which I don't know if you don't know, you must be under a rock somewhere. Describe Frost Night.
Frost Night is a celebration of like the local scene. It's a celebration of a mindset of like you could get in and work your way up. It's an easy and fair system. You don't necessarily need to know somebody. You don't need to spend money necessarily. It's just you come out, you do business, and you can work your way up. And this is how we're rolling now. It's kind of like a mission statement of like, this is how shit should be. And, this is how we're rolling. And, we celebrate that mindset, and we celebrate the local scene every year with it.
Okay, all right. So, with that being said, man, that's a lot of people out here. There's a lot of people out here that don't like selling tickets.
Yeah, facts.
So, talk to us about, and you don't got to give away your secrets and all that, but just talk to us about the system and what you tell people when it comes to your system of selling tickets.
All right, my system, and then the selling of the tickets. We have a open mic that we do every month. So I always tell people that like that's a good entry part. You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't want to sell tickets, if you just want to get on the radar, then just come through do the open mic, and that's $10 for everyone to get in. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Right.
shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So come in, do the open mic, and through the open mic is where I find like a lot of different artists, and then from the open mic, I take those artists and I spread them throughout my shows. Some of them I may keep them, in somewhere smaller shows as we work together and build things up. Or, if it's really on and popping, I'll just take them straight to Pops. Like, there's a lot of artists that I just took straight to Pops because they were there and they were ready. But specifically for the ticket selling, yes, a majority of my shows do have some type of ticket agreement on it, but it's nothing crazy. It's always a 50-50 split. You know what I'm saying? And it's something that I would do, and it's something that I have done on my way up. But also at the same time, what's that old saying they say in the country, like there's more than one way to skin a cat? It doesn't always have to be tickets. That's definitely not like the holy grail. Like if an artist has the type of fan base that says that like, they could pack the house without being on some ticket deal, then we could figure something else out. You know what I'm saying? We could figure out a guarantee or some type of door split or whatever. I think that's kind of like one of my biggest things as a promoter. Like when you bring up ticket sales, like people really just kind of put some type of stamp on you if you say ticket sales. And it's like, well, yeah, there's a lot of ticket sales involved, but it's not all about ticket sales. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, can you show me proof of what you've been doing, and can you show me proof that it will work here? And then if I believe you, you know what I'm saying, we could agree and we could just run it up. You know what I'm saying, and see how it happens. Like it's not there's more than one way to skin a cat. You know what I'm saying? Right. And people really shouldn't be so hung up on that ticket shit, because working at a venue like Pops, I see like a lot of different artists like coming in on town on tour. And a lot of these openers that are on tour are buy-ons, meaning they pay to be on that tour and they're making their money back from like selling merch and stuff like that. So if this man's like buying on to go on a tour, why is it so crazy to sell tickets in your hometown?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas got all these songs about selling crack, and then you ask them to sell tickets, all of a sudden they got a conscience.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's like, to me, like some other people think they too good to sell tickets, but it's your craft.
Yeah.
You need to learn how to sell too.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
need to know how to. If you don't want to sell your tickets, why would I want to sell?
Yeah, it's just a part of the game. You know what I'm saying? It's just something that's part of working your way up. If you don't like them tickets, then I advise get your brand up and get your base up to like where you don't really have to worry about that no more. But to me, it's just a part of the game. Like it is what it is. And if it's a deal that doesn't make sense, don't do it. You know what I'm saying?
That's all you gotta do.
Just don't do
That's
it.
all
Like
you
for
gotta
real.
do, man.
Yeah.
Okay, for back to Frost Night. Break down each one.
Man, so 2019 was like the very first one. I was extremely motivated, but I was very nervous. If I could let people in like where I was at mentally, like in 2019, for whatever reason, it was kind of a dark year for me. Like I was very depressed. So the thing about the first Frost Night is like it was successful, and I'm very proud of it. And that first one just has a special feeling to it.
Right.
But I was really like balls against the wall, depressed. Like we gotta win or it's nothing. Like I may have been lost in my sauce a little bit. Like like I may have been a little bit off my rails a little bit in trying to get that one up. But I mean I love it, and that's what the grind is all about. Frost Night 2020 was if I could compare it to like a movie franchise, it was almost like Bad Boys or whatever. It's like, yo, we loved the first Bad Boys. Like, it was funny as hell or whatever. But the second one, you could tell they just had that budget. You know what I'm saying? So by the time we did the second one, you could tell that I had a budget. I had more of a team around me. You know what I'm saying? I had Kirsten holding things down. I believe Brittany, Bernie just got into the picture around there too. And I had a bunch of other people on the team too. And we just kind of ran that very smooth and very organized, and I wasn't as stressed out about it. And that was a good one. But also that's the one that kind of goes by like as a blur, because like the homeboy J Rebel got me hip on some of his medical weed that night, and man, my performance felt like a flash. So,
And that was 2020?
Yeah, that was a 2021. Like it's one of my favorite ones, but it's also the one that went by like very fast, and I wasn't that stressed out because I had a good team around me helping me out with it. So it's a funny, unique one, and it was a good one too. And the one that we just did last year, Frost Night 2021, that was the first show after the pandemic, and it was the first show back at Pops. Period. Like, my show, Frost Night, was the first one on their calendar. We were the last one on the calendar before the pandemic, and we were the first one on the calendar as it was, getting a little bit better. And the thing about that one, it's the biggest one. As of right now, in this moment, it's my favorite one. But also, that's the one that we had to do, like, rolling off the couch. Because it's one of those things, like, it was a month-by-month thing, whether the venue was going to open or not. And we got word that it was going to open like maybe 4.5, maybe 5 weeks. Okay. So we had to hurry up, get the flyer together, and start grinding like ASAP. Yeah. So I always say, yeah, that's the one that we got it off, but we rolled off the couch to get it done. But also, people haven't been at Pops for a concert in like over a year at that point. So they were more than ready. So like it felt like opening day. It felt like Christmas. It was just real beautiful, and it's my favorite one, like for sure.
Nothing but love. Yeah. I'm trying to see. I know I've been to 2. I think I missed one.
I want to say you may have low-key made all 3, bro, because you was definitely at the 2019 one. So you was definitely at the 2019 one. The 2021, that's where it gets a little hazy for me because I was on the medical week. But I'm not sure if you made that one, but you definitely made 21 because I remember you had on the blazer and shit with yeah, I saw you, yeah.
Yeah, we came out there.
Yeah.
It was a good night too, man.
Oh yeah, it felt good, man.
Great night. So, some of your favorite 2021 Frost Money promotion shows.
I know I'm gonna forget one because we do so many, but like the ones that really stand out to me. First, I'm gonna start off with Raleigh. We did Raleigh back in July 3rd to be exact, and that was the type of show where we were kind of doing something like a little different than like what we normally do, and it actually went like how I told my guys it would went. It was one of those things where we did the show. I brought Rico and Jay Money over to the office space that I had at the time, and I broke it down how it could go. I'm like, this is what we need for this is what we need for this, and this is how many heads we need for this, and this is how many heads we need to really win. And we won. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely like one of my proud ones of like, yo, we drew up a plan. This man put up a little bit of money. This man put up a little bit of money, and we were able to triple what they put in and send everybody home happy. And the tight thing about Raleigh was, I appreciate it. For sure. And the thing about the Raleigh show, like it was going kind of slow motion, like at first. It was even to a point where like mentally I was like, I'm going to have that conversation with everybody like, hey, next time. Then all of a sudden at like 10:15, this man had all of Delwood outside. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Raleigh, he's the truth. His crowd pulls up late, but they do show up. You feel me? So like they pulled it up like a little bit after 10. It was getting so crazy. We had to send an extra security guy out there because he wasn't carding them fast enough. They only had one guy out there. I was like, yo, we ain't even gonna get him in before the concert's over. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, I'll go check some IDs if y'all need me to.
Right. Get these motherfuckers in here.
Yeah, so that one, the Nike Turbo one really stood out to me because he's just a insane, like, high level, just high intensity performer. Like, I really thought I was lit. I'm not lit compared to Nike Turbo, man. This man was doing the most. Like, it was crazy. He had on fucking a black Power Ranger mask. It was fucking black and gold. He had on this jacket that had sequins on it, like on some Michael Jackson shit. This man climbed up on the balcony. He didn't take the stairs. He got up there on some Spider-Man shit, and he just kind of hit from different spots in the venue, like on foot, rapping. Whatever. And this is like probably like the third show that we did since Pops opened the back door. So I'm just like, ooh, the email I'm going to have to send about this shit.
Ain't gonna forget.
Yeah, Nike Turbo stood out. New Wave Prince Hakeem, that one stands out to me because that was like the first Pop show that I did after my father passed away. And it was just like one of those situations where like Hakeem was like the perfect headliner for me to work with, like at that time of my life. Meaning like he's a good guy, he's like a little brother to me, and he just wanted to turn up and give me a good show and put me in a position to like where I didn't have to stress too much about what he had to do. You know what I'm saying? So he was just kind of perfect in that time frame. Of course, you know, Frost Night 2021 was a good one too. Rocky Maverick had a great Halloween show with us. That was amazing. Stefan Urkel, he did great with his Best Rapper Alive concert. And, you know, Big Lou had a good one. Jordan Baumstark, and so on and so on. Like, they were all dope in their own individual ways, but these are the ones that stick out to me like a little bit more, like when I look back at it.
Okay. All right, before we go to a break, talk to me, man, about, like, when you was young, did you want to be a promoter? I know you want to be an artist.
Yeah. No, I didn't necessarily want to be a promoter necessarily. It was one of those things where, like, I was definitely into the art, you know what I'm saying? Definitely big Michael Jackson, MC Hammer, definitely big on the entertainment aspect. Mm-hmm. It wasn't until, like, my early teens, like I'm 13, 14, the guys that were the biggest rappers when I was that age were hustlers, entrepreneurs. We're talking Diddy, Master P, Jermaine Dupri, like, this is around the time like the CEO type rappers like really start taking off. Yeah. So Puff Daddy was like definitely like a heavy influence. He had like this Forever tape that came up with his Forever album. I used to watch it all the time. And my grandmother manifested this in me. She said, I could see you being like that on some level. Like I could see you moving on, and you got a rough upbringing, but you could flip it and you could turn it into something like that or whatever. So I think it's something that my grandmother saw in me, and then as I just kind of grew older, I utilized all of the different skills that I had, because of course I do love entertainment, but I also worked like various different jobs just growing up. And it was me taking my love for music and all of these skills that I had from working different jobs that ended up putting me in position to be a promoter. You know what I'm saying? Because I bring all that shit. Some shit I learned at a call center. Some I learned at Taco Bell. Something I learned helping the homeboy do some construction. I'll throw all that shit into this music shit, and it helps me kind of lead and organize my shows like a certain type of way. So no, I was definitely not in school like, yeah, I want to be a promoter. It was definitely some shit that just kind of fell in my lap.
Did you throw parties back then? Did you?
Not even necessarily. Like the most wild that like we used to get is like whenever my foster parents like used to go out of town, me and my siblings would throw like parties at the crib. Right. You know what I'm saying, on some bad kid shit. But like it wasn't nothing that I necessarily had a passion for. It's just like we were just a bunch of teenagers, and like that's just kind of like what it was. Like being a promoter is honestly something that just kind of fell into my lap, and it's kind of something that kind of chose me. Like how I even originally kind of fell into it was Charlie Hustle had finessed me into being a promoter. I had came to that man trying to rent out his venue or whatever, trying to do something else, and he finessed me into being like a nightclub promoter. Like not even shows, just nightclub shit or whatever. And I was like, and that's how I got into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just kind of something that I've been doing, and something that I just been slowly falling in love with. It wasn't really until maybe a little bit before the pandemic where I was like, I love this, and this is something that I'm going to do like for the rest of my life. Right. I may slow it down, you know what I'm saying? I may slow down my volume one day, but I'll always jump out and do something. You know what I'm saying? I love it. Like just the whole magic of putting a concert together. It's the shit. Yeah.
That shit too, bro.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it for real.
The first More Frost night I saw blew my mind. It's like when people ask me like, what is your best best concert I've been through, your shit come up in my head.
I appreciate that.
You know what
real
I'm saying?
Shit.
That
yeah.
shit was hard.
Yeah.
So that's why I ask, because sometimes I be looking at these stories of people who do what they do.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10 they start early.
Yeah.
But it might, being a promoter, like you said, I never thought about promoting when I was thinking about CEO shit and all that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But as far as what we doing now, it do choose you.
Yeah.
And you got to be made for this shit too.
And it ain't for everybody. You know what I'm saying? It truly ain't for everybody, and it ain't like what it seems to the outside eye.
No.
It's not.
It's not, man. All right, we about to go to a break, then we gonna get back
For sure.
I'm gonna come with the question when we come back. Is it possible to manage yourself?
Play your part. Play your part. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. You want me to kiss your ass? You fucked up. Nah, shit, you can kiss my ass. Got me fucked up. I'm on this meal ticket mission. I'm destined to get it. I don't play with no luck, boy. I got gas in this bag and I don't pass no fuck, boy. Ooh, you fucked up. Nah, shit, you can kiss my ass. Got me fucked up. I'm on this meal ticket mission. I'm destined to get it. I don't play with no luck, boy. I got gas in this bag and I don't pass no fuck, boy. I know a lot of niggas. I know a lot of bitches. They all be lying. Ain't now one of them stitch. They all dick riding. Fuck your feelings. It ain't no secret. Focused on my pockets. You gon' fuck around and catch this beam. I keep my grass cut. Niggas don't play by the code. Motherfuckers don't know loyalty. They on straight bitch mode. This one solo. I ride solo and I don't fuck with none of you hoes. You can't ride with me. You can't smoke with me. Hell no, you hoes can't go. Going head-o to the meadow and I'm grinding hard for my team. They swear they on some hot shit, but I swear they on some off shit. Moving in silence. Don't look for congratulations. Motherfuckers don't fuck with you like they claim. You want me to kiss your ass? You fucked up. Nah, shit, you can kiss my ass. Got me fucked up. I'm on this meal ticket mission. I'm destined to get it. I don't play with no luck, boy. I got gas in this bag and I don't pass no fuck, boy. Ooh, you fucked up. Nah, shit, you can kiss my ass. Got me fucked up. I'm on this meal ticket mission. I'm destined to get it. I don't play with no luck, boy. I got gas in this bag and I don't pass no fuck, boy. I'm flexing on these bitches like what? Ain't no calming down. I got that good shit in my cup. I don't play with fuck boys. Don't get me started, bitch. I came to turn up. What the fuck is my Bulgari? Late night in a drop top with the roof gone and a blind high. No faking over on this side. My heater jumping like all night. Give me the pack, I'm platinum. You ain't playing with no rookie. I am the pack, I'm the antidote. See, Rita sweet like a cookie. I can't wrap my mind around this hate. You screaming real love, but we know it's fake. You talk a lot of this and you talk a lot of that, but that shit that you be on, I can't relate. You want me to kiss your ass? You fucked up. Nah, shit, you can kiss my ass. Got me fucked up. I'm on this meal ticket mission. I'm destined to get it. I don't play with no luck, boy. I got gas in this bag and I don't pass no fuck, boy. Ooh, you fucked up. Nah, shit, you can kiss my ass. Got me fucked up. I'm on this meal ticket mission. I'm destined to get it. I don't play with no luck, boy. I got gas in this bag and I don't pass no fuck, boy. T-Rex on the beat. T-Rex on the beat. Play your part. Play your part.
Yeah, baby. Raw and unfiltered with Frost Money. We are back. Now, we about to get right back into it, man, because we got to get some information out of this man. This is the man to get the information out of.
Hey, yo, bro, do you got cups?
Cups are over there on the table.
Cool. I'm trying to give you the real drink champs.
We got the
Interview,
Douce.
Yeah.
All right, man. So what's your favorite drink? Is it Douce?
Nah, my motto is that's what we had today. My motto is Hennessy in the winter, Patron in the summer. That's my motto. Or whatever. But I've been fucking with Casamigos a lot over the summer too. That was a fun vibe. Yeah. It made me like very like friendly.
That tequila?
Yeah.
Casamigos. I never had that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try it out.
It's like the taste of Casamigos is kind of like whatever. It's more so like the vibe that it brings. The taste is like whatever, but the vibe is like, yo, this is a friendly drunk. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I don't know, man. I never liked the taste of any alcohol, but I drink that shit.
Yeah.
I drink that shit. All right, man. So we're gonna get to the question that I asked before the break, and is it possible to manage yourself?
Yeah, definitely, and that's how most should start off is managing yourself and like really like master that. Don't just be out here like pissing in the wind. Like honestly, kind of try to step outside of yourself and be like, how can I manage and organize my own shit? Because it would make everybody's job easier to work with you. So yeah, you can definitely like manage yourself, and you will always be managing yourself in some form of a fashion. But as you grow bigger, of course you're gonna need like more hands and stuff like that, and you might need somebody with expertise like in a certain department or whatever. So eventually, yeah, it gets to that point. Even me myself, I spent a lot of my time as a promoter. The way I used to spend my shows, I used to host my own shit. I wasn't hiring no hosts. I was hosting them, and I would be in the pocket, in the booth with the DJ all night, shoulder to shoulder, sweating. That's how I did it for more than like 5 years. And now it got to a point now where I'm like, I don't even want to try to run a show without an assistant. You know what I'm saying? Like, without a helping hand. It just kind of got to that point where I'm like, this is just a little bit more than I would want to try to do on my own. Now, if it came down to it, I believe I would be fine. But it just makes life so much easier if you have somebody help, manage the load.
Right.
Facts.
And when you say, like, what type of person does it take to manage themselves? Because, like, give us some characteristics of that. Because I know some people that they can't manage themselves.
No, because a lot of people lack self-awareness. To manage yourself, you got to have a strong sense of self-awareness and self-accountability. And you got to be able to detach yourself from, like, what's really going on and just be, like, real, like, with yourself about where you're at and what's really possible and what's not. That's the key to it, and I think that's the reason why a lot of people ain't really successful at managing themselves, because they're not willing to hold themselves accountable on that level.
Right.
Yeah.
And some people don't, and when you say that accountable, do that come with understanding when you are taking on too much or it's not the right move to make at the time?
Exactly. Yeah. You gotta
keep going and try to prove somebody wrong.
Right. Yeah, for sure. You almost gotta talk to yourself like a crazy person. Like, does this work for us? Well, this is the pro. This is the con. Do we really need this? You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. You really gotta be a crazy person to have that conversation with yourself. And a lot of people kind of lack the awareness to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's real talk. So, I know you talked a little bit about it already.
Yeah.
But, describe being a promoter in the pandemic.
Being a promoter in the pandemic was extremely tough. It was extremely tough. And if I'm gonna be 100% honest, it's one of the things that I regret, like, as well. I should have just sat down, like, for real, because it was just that stressful. Yeah. It just puts you in a bad position. It was definitely like a kind of a lose-lose thing, because you can only have so many people in the building, and depending on where you were doing shows at during the pandemic, the way each staff is dealing with it is completely different. Like, during the pandemic, I probably worked with 3 or 4 different venues, and I could tell you they were all dealing with it differently. So you may go to this one, they may be a little bit more chill. You may go to this one, and they're extremely militant. And they're all right. You know what I'm saying? They're all right. The person that's being a little bit more chill is just like, yeah, fuck, it's music. You know what I'm saying? People need some form of release, like, we're humans. And the person that's being tight about it, trying to crack down and the shit spreading, you definitely doing the right thing. But also, you got to keep in mind that you're dealing with people. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely put me in situations where I definitely, like, some relationships that were unmarked got marked up during the pandemic. Just because it was that stressful of a situation to try to do some shows in. Right. Yeah, it wasn't fun. It was ugly. I mean, I guess we had some fun here and there.
Right.
But no.
It was crazy.
Yeah, it was rough.
Well, talk to me about after the pandemic.
After the pandemic, it was fun. It's good to get that green light of, like, okay, we back up and we can run it up. So that's a blessing, and that feels great. But also, this shit is still out here.
Yeah.
So it's almost like what's that saying? They say you don't celebrate getting one leg out of the lion's mouth or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you trying to keep it pushing, but at the same time, you got to be mindful. You got to try not to get sick yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got to make sure that you're not putting people in position to get sick, because I mean it ain't shit. It ain't shit to get some shit shut down again. You know what I'm saying? Like we still struggling and wrestling with this shit right now, or whatever. So it's like a crazy game of freeze tag out here, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it gets better. It feels like it's getting better as time goes on, and then we in the house. Then it's like, damn, you know what I'm saying? One step, one day at a time, one event at a time is our motto right now, like for real.
I got a question that I gotta ask, cause I believe we all in the same age range. This a question. This a question because I'm trying to see, am I tripping?
Yeah.
When back in the day when we was getting our vaccines, I know we was getting boosters and all that.
Yeah,
too.
yeah, the whole time.
But I thought when you got a vaccine, and maybe I'm wrong because I'm not a doctor, and
Yeah.
I'm just going off what I know.
Yeah.
But I thought they made you not get it.
Me too.
It's
Jokes
not
on us,
straight.
yeah, right, yeah. Jokes on us.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah. I'm not a doctor either, so it's tough for me to even break that down. But just like from the way I know it and the way I understand it, is like being vaccinated does help slow down like the spreading of it.
Okay.
And if you were to catch it, supposedly it's not gonna affect you as much as it's gonna affect the person that's unvaccinated. Now I got some friends that are vaccinated that caught it that said COVID beat their ass. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like there's really no right answer. What I can say, when that vaccinations were originally rolling out, things did get better. Things did get better, and then the holiday season came around, and it's just like
went nuts.
nothing could save you, not even your vaccination. So I'm just kind of like, what the fuck is really going on? You know what I'm saying? Like to this moment right now, I can't really tell you. Whatever, for real.
We can't nobody. I don't think nobody knows except the doctors.
And that doesn't motivate a person who isn't vaccinated to get vaccinated, where it's just like, bruh, you should get vaccinated. Oh, but you vaccinated and you just had COVID. Yeah, but still, nigga, you should get vaccinated.
Like, they saying it, but,
you know what I'm saying?
And I'm going to go get vaccinated.
And I'm pro-vaccination. Go get vaccinated if you're watching this shit. But at the same time, I understand both sides at this moment.
Like,
I get it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what the fuck? What are we dealing with? Like, how can we get around it? It's been 2 years. It's been fucking 2 years we're dealing with this shit, bro.
Yeah, and then it done mutated or whatever. But anyway, we outside now, so.
Fucking remix, man.
So, man, what is your, because I really want to say this for later, but I want to ask it now. The feeling on the current local scene.
How I feel about the current local scene is it's overall pretty dope. The energy's at a good space right now. It might change, but right now the energy seems like it's in a good space. With 21 being the first year, after the pandemic, well, we're still kind of going through it, but with 21, us getting back outside, and what I'm noticing about 2022 so far, even though it's only January, is a lot of key players are kind of missing. You know what I'm saying? There's a few hustlers that I'm just like, we need a few more hustlers in the building or whatever. But like there's definitely like a new wave of artists that's up and coming and, doing their thing and stuff like that. I'm just not exactly seeing guys that are super standing out. Like as far as we only have so many strings, you know what I'm saying? We only have so many, Frost Moneys and Rockies and Rocky Mavericks and stuff like that. We need more of that caliber of superstar in the town. That's how I feel. Whatever. So I guess I'm more so looking at the young guys coming in right now like, hey, y'all dope, but I'm looking for that guy that could jump over the building. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah.
That's interesting, man.
Yeah.
What you so I got a question about like just both sides and the camaraderie amongst Illinois and Missouri, St. Charles, everybody. It's like everybody is straight linking up.
Yeah.
And even though we probably don't see the, we got differences.
Yeah.
But everybody's straight linking up. How
Yeah.
you do you believe it, and how do you feel about it?
I believe it. I believe it's beautiful. The thing about like what we're doing is like we're St. Louis based. Like I'm a St. Louis guy born and raised, but technically my events are in East St. Louis, Sauget, Illinois. I'm crossing, like a majority of my shows are across the bridge, like all of them at this point. So I've always recognized that, always kind of saw that like for what it was, and I could proudly say that I work with just as many East St. Louis artists as I do St. Louis artists. There's a lot of East St. Louis guys that I straight fuck with, like for real, like there's certain songs that I have where I realize I'm the only St. Louis nigga on the song. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been fucking with them because I feel like the only thing that separates us is a bridge, bruh. And the bridge ain't even that long. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like the bridge shuts down at a certain time. No, it's not like we got to take a boat to see each other, nigga. Like, it's a bridge.
It's right across. That's why I be like, it's all the local, the area.
Yeah, I don't be thinking about that East Saint shit at all. It's just like, can you run it up with me? Yes or no? You know what I'm saying? You could be from St. Charles, East Saint, St. Louis, Maplewood, wherever. I don't give a fuck. If you could run it up, then we finna play some ball. You know what I'm saying? I ain't, bruh. It's just a bridge.
That's all.
For real.
So, with that being said, is there a street element of being involved with the music scene?
Yeah, definitely. Like, there's a lot of, hip hop is from the streets. So no matter how clean and polished you try to make it, no matter how much you try to check these artists out before you bring them over to the big boy venues and stuff like that, hip hop is from the streets. So like the element is always going to be there, like in some type of way. And if you're in this shit, you got to be careful. And if you're in it, most likely somebody done got knocked, you know what I'm saying, or popped off in jail or some shit like that. Like, I ain't going to get too much into the story. Like, there's someone who just got caught up in some shit. We were just talking about it last night. Like, someone just got caught up in some shit. Right. And we were trying to piece it together like, yeah, that's all boy that. I was like, yeah, I straight went to his house. I gave him real cool dude. Just caught a major case, you know what I'm saying? So me as a father of four, you know what I'm saying, I live a pretty wholesome lifestyle. But due to the fact that I'm a promoter, the streets is around me. Like I would be crazy to act like I don't see it. You know what I'm saying? I respect it and I keep it moving. And you know what I'm saying? It just kind of is what it is. And, my daddy was a street dude, you know what I'm saying? And I grew up in some pretty random situations. And I think that it's one of my strong points that I could see the street dude and not be intimidated by it. Right. And be like, bro, like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? How do you really feel about your draw? If we do this, do you feel safe? Do you feel fine? Do you think it's going to be a problem? Or whatever. And shit, even the street dudes, man, they just want to get the business. They just want to shine too. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, so like there's definitely like a street like element to it. And like shit could even go left. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you a exclusive story that I never said on camera. Are you cool with hearing about it? Yeah. All right, so all right, so there is a situation. I was like looking for like headliners. This was like 2 or 3 years ago. I post a stat, say, "Hey, I'm looking for headliners." Someone, threw their hat in the ring. Of course, you know what I'm saying. And I liked every comment except for this person because we had like a little dispute like behind the scenes or some shit. It was some contest that he didn't win. Or whatever. So like, you popping shit? Nah. You know what I'm saying? So like he posted a stat like, yo, I'm applying pressure. If I see Frost anywhere, I'm there. Applying pressure. So I'm performing at Slumfest 2018 or 2019. I'm not exactly sure. Whatever. And this person, he's at the show. I say, what's up? Or whatever. I'm not, okay, you're here. What's up? How you doing, bro? Like, what is it that you wanted to talk about? Whatever. This conversation went to this conversation with that. Next thing you know, I'm outside wearing some hammer pants and a Tiger book bag ready to fight a nigga. Over some music shit. Over some music shit that I really don't care about. Over something so petty like liking everybody's like comment except for his because he called me a bitch ass nigga somewhere in private. You know what I'm saying? Like some shit like that. So like it almost went down like that. But to go further on into the story, we didn't end up fighting, but like I was outside ready for whatever. But like the fight didn't go down. People broke it up. But the beef like remained on. And then a few days after, he bumped into one of my homeboys at the gas station. My homeboy freaks out, hits us up in the group chat, like, so-and-so just put the strap on me at the gas station, da-da-da-da. I'm like, bro, like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? you got to protect your house, right? So I have to go to work. You know what I'm saying? So I grab my strap or whatever, and I actually take it to work with me this time or whatever. And I think about this all the time. If I would have saw this guy within this 20-minute span of me driving to work, assuming that you just pulled a gun out on my homeboy at the gas station, if I see you, not even on no thug shit, just as a man that's trying to get home to my wife and kids, bruh, you know what I'm saying? So I get to work, I call the homeboy up, and he's like, nah, man, he didn't pull no gun on me. I just thought that he was. I'm like, bro, you can't just be throwing shit around like that. You just can't be saying shit like that, bro. Because think about it, that little 20-minute window, if I would have saw this guy, and I'm thinking you just ran up on my man at the gas station because you mad at me? And I'm saying that so everybody can know, and everybody at home, that's how slick shit is here. Billy Ratliff, the Carlton-looking nigga, was ready to take that ride. You know what I'm saying? That's how slick these streets are. Be careful what you say. Be careful who you fucking with. You know what I'm saying? Just treat others with respect, because that quick, shit could go left. Real talk.
That's real shit. That motherfucker, hey, for them motherfuckers who lied, man, you get this. Playing that shit. You don't say no shit like that.
Now, I don't think that he meant to lie. I just think that he wasn't about that, and he got a little shook. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know, it just kind of is what it is. But I'm just like, bro, you just got to be exact with me, like when we're talking about shit like that.
You know, you say some shit like that, that's not.
Yeah,
good, man.
for real.
I think you talked about this already, but we can go to it again. You said the biggest regret as a promoter.
Yeah, my biggest regret as a promoter is just doing business during the pandemic. I should have sat my ass down. You know what I'm saying? I should have just stayed home studying the game and just waited for something. But honestly, we didn't take that much time off. We probably took about the first 2 months off, and then we started taking people to Colombia or whatever because they were a little bit more lax out there. Like, we tried to keep it moving. And when I look back at it, like, I regret it. Like, it wasn't worth it. You know what I'm saying? It was risky. You know what I'm saying? And shit didn't always go right at a bus that was like breaking down and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of my most embarrassing moments as a promoter happened during trying to do shows during the pandemic. And now I look back at it, I was just like, I could have just sat back and be clean ass Frost. Instead of, you know, out here like, oh, we're going to make it happen no matter what. No, sometimes you need to sit your ass down. So, like, that's definitely, like, one of my biggest regrets. Matter of fact, anybody that was on that party bus that broke down, I apologize, and I got these free Frost Night tickets for you. And you're more than welcome to sit VIP with me at the Oz and hit my bottle. You know what I'm saying?
When is the Oz open mic?
Thank the open mic. Let's get into that. We do Shine Time open mic usually the last Thursday of every month. The last Thursday of every month. Now, if I'm going to keep it 100 with you about the open mic, and I'm definitely going to double down on this, so motherfuckers just like know what it is. I have not made any money off the open mic in all of 2001. If anything, I come out of my pocket to cover everything that we do at the open mic. We're giving out $150 to first place, $100 to second place, and then the artist gets a free music. It's free for them. They get a free music video from television, but I still got to pay telly, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. And I say that because I know people done stepped outside of their mouths before, like, oh, what are these promoters doing for the scene? I'm like, bruh, I'm giving out free music videos and money every month, whether I have it or not, consistently. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. So, like, yeah, so Shine Time open mic, we do it the last Thursday of every month. I'm considering moving it back to Fridays because it was more successful when we did it on Fridays. But no matter what, we're going to keep it pushing. Like, there's so many dope artists that we met. Jay Bird, Asia Marie, Q Baby, you know, and the list just goes on and on and on. So sometimes it's a situation where, like, the open mic doesn't always go how I want it to. Because, I mean, I guess some artists feel like they're too good for open mics or whatever reason, whatever cool shit motherfuckers be on. It helps because it gives artists, like, a way in the door. I could not know you from a can of paint, and if you come sign up at that open mic, I have no choice but to see you. You know what I'm saying? You can email me all day, you can message me all day, and maybe I'll hit back. You know what I'm saying? I'm a busy man, and that's not even on no cocky shit. I'm a busy man. But if you come to that fucking open mic, I'm going to see you. And if I don't see you, J Money's going to see you. J Money don't see you, Brittany's going to see you. You know what I'm saying? They don't see you, James is going to see you. Rocky Maverick going to see you. Like, pull up. You know what I'm saying? We leave the door open every month.
And what times?
Shit, like fucking doors open at 8 now. I made it better because these rappers be running late. It was 7, but it's 8 now. You know what I'm saying? So like doors open at 8. We try to put the first act on at 8:30. And since I moved it to the VIP room instead of the main room at the Oz, because it used to be in the big main room, we moved it to the VIP room now. So yeah.
Or what is called?
The red room, technically. Yeah. So we moved it to there, and on Thursday night, there's nothing else going on but the open mic. So that means if the city pull up one a rep, nigga, we could do this all night long like Lionel Richie. You know what I'm saying? All you gotta do is pull up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Shine Time open mic.
All right. When you say it's $10, y'all better make sure y'all come down there.
It ain't
man.
nothing. Yeah, shit.
Come down there and get it in, motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. Let's talk about. I know you talked about your father.
Yeah.
What was it like losing your father, bro?
It was tough. It was tough. It was weird. Cause like the type of relationship that I had with him was like we weren't necessarily like super close, but just due to the fact of him being my father, there's just certain things that we just have in common. There's just DNA that we share that we just can't deny. And even though we didn't necessarily spend a lot of time together, I could always tell that his love was real, his love was pure, and his love was genuine. But, you know, this man was a flawed man. You know what I'm saying? And it came down to like something. I tried to throw a birthday party for him, and like he showed his ass. You know what I'm saying? He used to be on the bottle a little bit. He used to be on this and that a little bit. So like it was a situation where like he showed his ass at some party that I threw for him, and it just kind of reminded me like what's up. So it's just like on the strength of like I don't want to hurt you, and I don't want you to hurt me. I'm gonna pick up. You know what I'm saying? When you hit me up on the holidays, my birthdays, and so on and so on, and we'll run into each other here and there. But how I feel is like I can't be around you like a lot, like without some fuck shit going on. And I don't want to end up hurting you. You know what I'm saying? So like when he passed away, it just kind of made me feel like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like you really can't take people or time for granted or whatever, because I just always assumed that we could turn the corner again and we could click back up and everything would be fine. You know what I'm saying? Like he passed away during a time where I was taking steps back on some like, bro, I'll be back. But you know what I'm saying? Let me step back because I don't want this shit to go left between us. So like, you know, what it reminds me of is like you can't take people for granted. And if you really love somebody, you really love them. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta rock with them even when they on their bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You still got to make that time and that effort to see them because time is precious. You know what I'm saying? So it was tough. It taught me like some lessons. It made me feel feelings that like I didn't know that I had before. And, you know, I just had flashbacks of like different memories and like just like a lot of father-son memories that I'd suppressed in my mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, this nigga was solid. Like, and this nigga like really fucked with me. And this nigga really like showed me like a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? In the little bit of time that we had together, like he really set me up. You know what I'm saying? And all of the DNA of being Frost Money, all the wild flamboyant shit, that's who my dad is in real life times 10. But on some thug shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, my dad was low key like everything, and it wasn't until him passing away where I really figured out like what it meant like to have a father and lose one. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, it's just kind of crazy. But also at the same time, we were working like the whole way through it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a situation. I got the call on Thursday that my dad was in the hospital and like it wasn't looking too good. And he passed away on a Saturday. No, he passed away on a Sunday, actually. My bad. So, but with the COVID rules, it's like you're in the hospital from like 9 to 5, and then like they boot everybody out and shit like that. So that's how my days went. I would be 9 to 5, you know, in the hospital with my dad, supporting my family. And then one of those days happened to be a Saturday or whatever. And I had an event. That night, and I thought about it, and I was just like, should I not? You know what I'm saying? Should I tell the team to run it without me? And I was like, no, my dad's a fucking hustler. You know what I'm saying? Like, he will understand that. You know what I'm saying? And this is how I feed my family or whatever. So I was like, I'm gonna go do the show, whatever. So I went, did the show, turned it up. It was a BBW party with PGR. Shout out to them. They packed the fucking house. There's big naked bitches everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It was just
Big old thighs.
it was just a whole lot of going on, and we ran it up. You know, my team, took care of me. We may have smoked a little bit more that night. You know what I'm saying? And we got through it. We got through that night, and then the next day is like when my father passed away. But like really, he was doing bad on that Thursday. It was just going through the process of making sure of it. Like low key, he could have died on Saturday, whatever. So I almost kind of took that as like a gift or like a sign of like, go get your money, son, and come see me tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I went out there, ran it up for him in his name, and came right back to it. But I also tell you guys that story just to let you guys know of like, no matter like what I have going on in my life, I don't clock out. You know what I'm saying? I didn't clock out. You know what I'm saying? And I kept it pushing. And like when I think about it, the BBW show with PGR, that wasn't that bad. But like as time like went on, as I look back at it, I'm like, yeah, maybe I should have took some time off. You know what I'm saying? Like when I look back at it, but it's just like, that it just kind of is what it is.
Yeah. It's what it is. And what you're talking about there, man, because just like probably 6 months ago, I started figuring out that the shit that I'm doing, it's a high to it.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? It's a straight high to it, and if you don't, the high is just like any other high. You can fucking over abuse it and be looking somewhere else at the wrong time.
Yeah, facts.
So have you figured that? When did you find out that it was a high? Then after the high, it's actually you need to handle way more business after you figure out that this you ain't. If you're doing this just to be doing it, that's one thing. If you're doing it to actually make money and make a future of it, you can't be riding off the high.
No, you can't. Yeah, and that's where it comes down doing the math and doing down the numbers. I record every show. Like, what did we make? What did we lose? And stuff like that. Black and white, in paper. You know what I'm saying? So that way I can remove the high, remove the vibe from it. Like, nah, on paper, bro, that shit does not work out when you do it. So we ain't finna do that. You know what I'm saying? So that's one way that I keep track of it. And I keep real niggas around me. You know what I'm saying? Like me and this guy, like J Money, like the funny thing about our friendship is like we're not even like super nice to each other. Like I mean, we are nice to each other. Don't get me wrong. Like he even brought this bottle, and we, J Money, he's a good guy, and I'm a good guy too. We look out for each other. Don't get me wrong. But there's definitely times where I'm like, bro, like what the fuck was that about? And there's definitely times where he's like, bro, that shit was goofy as fuck. Like you shouldn't have did that one. And, we keep it real with each other. Right. So like I also keep real people like in my circle that like that ain't gonna lie to me. You know what I'm saying? Like. And that's how I duck and weave off the highs and not get lost in the sauce. And sometimes you just really got to step back and just be self-aware of who you are as a person and be like, okay, I'm wilding right now. Yeah, I'm in the sauce or whatever. I definitely had like moments where I felt like I was doing too much, or I just knew I was jumping just a little bit too much out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? And, I had to go home and get right with myself, you know what I'm saying, for real, and, do some yoga and stay balanced.
You sure gotta do something, man.
Something, bro, because this shit would drive you crazy.
It drive you nuts.
This shit would drive you crazy. And we could get into this because I know you're deeper into the promoter shit now, bro. Let's keep it 100. Like, the thing about promoters, bro, is like nobody likes you. Nobody's on your side.
Right.
Because look at it like this. Depending on what venue that you work at, I'm blessed to have a great venue. Shout out to Pops. But depending on what venue that you work at, there might be some pushback towards you at that venue. Maybe it's a sound guy. Maybe it's a bartender. Maybe it's the owner. You know what I'm saying? Maybe whatever. So there's that aspect of it.
Right.
And then there's the artists. You may have 8 artists on the bill. Maybe 1 or 2 of them niggas really don't fuck with you like that. You know what I'm saying? So they riding you, they busting your ass and shit. Where are my tickets, nigga? Or some shit like that. Or... what sound check? You know what I'm saying? Just something random, whatever they're on your ass about. On your ass about. It's like, okay, these artists be on your head. These people at the venue be on your head. If you pay attention to what's be going on Facebook, promoters and DJs be beefing and arguing with each other. So these DJs don't even fuck with you like that, low key. Who, bruh? And the promoter's the guy in the middle that has to tie all this shit together.
Right.
But the shit that he's tying together is 4 different groups of motherfuckers who don't even like him.
And that's the story.
There's no love for promoters, and I get it to like a degree, because the reason why I became a promoter is because I didn't like the promoters that I had to deal with. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it my own way. So I definitely get it, but also like I feel like the promoter is the one guy in the solution that doesn't necessarily have anybody on his side.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like for real. All he has is himself and his team. Or whatever, you know, and you could choose to work with good people. There's like a lot of good artists that do support their promoters, that do treat their promoters like they're human beings and stuff like that. There's a lot of good people in the world, but what I'm saying is like overall, who's on the promoter side? And you're outnumbered everywhere, because when it comes to artists, there's more artists than there are promoters on the show. When it comes to people that work at the venue, there's more people that work at the venue than there are promoters promoting for that venue.
True.
You just out here. No friends in the industry, man.
Man, I was gonna say something, but it just slipped my damn mind. But I'm gonna ask you this: biggest pet peeve of being a promoter?
Biggest pet peeve, to draw back, is not being treated like a human being. You know what I'm saying? And that's the biggest pet peeve. It's just not being treated like a human being. And people hold promoters at a higher regard than they do the pastor at their church.
Damn.
For whatever reason, we're expected to be fucking youth guidance counselors and be perfect human beings and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because if a promoter does anything wrong, he's janky. He's janky. He looks like he's successful. That nigga's in it for the money. That money hungry nigga, because he's trying to feed his family and making a living doing something that he loves. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest pet peeve. Is like people always assume that we're getting bread. Any nigga that's really in my circle, any nigga that's really around me, bruh. I have 4 kids. I have a nice house. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I do have a nice house, 5-bedroom house. But bruh, it's a lot of kids to feed. It's a big house that I got to take care of. I'll pull up here in the van with expired plates. Ain't money in this shit. I'm in this shit because I love it. You know what I'm saying? So why people on my ass like, oh, you in it for the money? Nigga, if I was in it for the money, the damn tags on this van wouldn't be expired.
Bro, I'm going to tell motherfuckers like this. If you saying you in it for the money, that, of course, that's the end goal of what we all doing. That's part of it. You know what I'm saying? So don't do shit to me. Call me whatever the fuck you want to call me. I know who I am.
I feel like a promoter could be in it for the money for maybe like a few shows, but to do this shit month after month, oh no, you ain't in this for no money.
You're doing this shit, you right.
Because it's a money come, money go business. Even the big dogs that I came up underneath would tell you that. You know what I'm saying? Niggas that done booked T.I. before would tell you, like, this is a money come, money go business. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you doing events like on a high level, you're not in it just for the money, because if you're doing a lot of events, all those events aren't going to work out.
You in the fuck right here, bro. I think I made money probably off 15% of the shows I threw last year.
Facts, and that sounds accurate, yeah.
So, and when I first got in and through my first show, I found out that whatever you thinking. Don't think it.
Yeah. Bro, I had situations where I busted my balls, did everything under the sun to make a show work, and it has not worked. And then I had shows where I did the bare minimum. The shit popped off. Now, I had shows where I did bust my balls and it worked out. You know what I'm saying? And like it could go so many different ways. A lot of different things have to line up. The artist got to be fucking with it. The weather got to be going right. It depends on what else is going on in the city that night. Like, there's a lot of different factors that come into this shit. It's a game of rolling the dice. No matter how hard you try. All you could do, like, as you get better with experience, is just make better decisions. That's all you can really do. But if the weather decides to be fucked up, it decides to be fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. If fucking who's big? If the baby decides to come into town the same night you have your show, then you just fucked in the game, bro. You know, it just is what it is. Like, you finna move your date, or you finna stand tall and hustle. You know what I'm saying? For real.
Right. That's all day. That's all. And that man. So. We about to go to another break, but I'm gonna ask you this first. Who's currently on Frost Money?
The gang, these people with me tonight, J Money, Brittany Bernie, J Money, that's my DJ. That's my homeboy. He makes like a lot of the graphics and stuff like that. And he's also somewhat of an advisor. I bounce like a lot of different ideas off of him and stuff like that. And Brittany, that's been like my right hand promoter assistant for a while. She's the one in the venues with me, helping with the sign up list, helping clean up the club, tracking down artists, doing ticket drop offs and stuff like that. And then I have my homeboy Rico, who's been my little homie for a minute. He'll pop up and he'll do events with me, here and there. I'll let him grab the wheel for an event or two. And he's also here giving ideas, and sometimes we collaborate, like the Riley show. We all collaborated and we made it shake and stuff like that. So that's who's on the team right now. And then I have my street team that has like about 20 people on it. Or whatever. I'm not going to try to name all of them. You know what I'm saying? But I got a street team and they go hard. And if you pull up to a Frost Money Presents show, you most likely going to see me and J Money and probably 8 white women. That's probably like what it is. And they're on the street team. You know what I'm saying?
What type of street team is you talking about?
They just helping with the shows. That's all. That's all it's really about.
Okay.
Coincidentally, they're white.
Ain't nothing wrong with it, man. All right, man. We about to go to another break, but then we gonna come back with the question.
Mm-hmm.
Your feelings about other promoters.
Oh yeah.
For some reason, they all think that it's just easy. It take time to get where I'm at. It's blessings. When you're hot, everybody wanna know how you did it, what's the business with your foe? I got the fire, you can feel it in your throat. I get you high off the feeling, call it dope. Look at me, charging 50 for the show. Look at me, getting greedy for the dough. I got the fire, you can feel it in your throat. I get you high off the feeling, call it dope. Please don't talk about shit you never did before. We don't fuck around with those who try to play us on the low. I just let my shorty go, cause she had stole like 44. Can't believe she did it though, man, this shit got critical. The more you ask for them favors, you start to look pitiful. Keep it percolated, I'll take my money in interval. Most these niggas broke, but no, they would not go admit it though. If it ain't about the money, you get in the minimum. Gotta maintain, selling anything on the game. Gotta pay raise on the same day that I got paid. Since the 8th grade, I had hate coming round my way, so I made a way. Had to get them bitches out my face. They got jealous, started yelling, so I went and bought my car. Please don't trip off what I'm selling, you can never get the raw. That little bitch you say you fucking said you never got the draws. Man, I think something is off, this is not what niggas want. With the Mexicali, can I drink water about the tap? I got Mama Cedar sitting and rubbing me on my lap. She got top and bottom, titties and booty, big to the max. When I get to pop it, I'ma take mommy straight to the mat. Ha, rolling the dice, hitting the sevens again. Ha, throw 'em again, need 11 to win. Ha, if you got a friend, bring 10 to spin. Oh yeah, look at the grand, I don't got shit to lose. When you're hot, everybody wanna know how you did it, what's the business with your foe? I got the fire, you can feel it in your throat. I get you high off the feeling, call it dope. Look at me, charging 50 for the show. Look at me, getting greedy for the dough. I got the fire, you can feel it in your throat. I get you high off the feeling, call it dope.
Call it dope.
Yeah, shout out to Rocky Maverick.
Oh man, raw as a motherfucker, man.
Yeah, that's all me.
Frost Money, raw and unfiltered, man. We getting some good questions in, man. I appreciate your candidness.
Yo, thank you for having me, bro. There's nobody else that I would want to do this with, like real shit.
I appreciate it, man. We've
Real
been
shit.
linking too, man. So
Yeah, keeping it consistent.
all day, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely want to know this answer, man.
Yeah.
Your feelings about other promoters.
Well, if you're a good promoter and if you're doing like what you're supposed to do, and if you're being honest, and if you're being like straight up, if you're being transparent, if you're doing things the right way, I'm behind you. I'm behind you and I support you. And if you need anything, if you want to reach out to me, like hit me up. But if you out here moving funny, You out here being shady. You in it for the money. You doing things that are bad for business. You trying to take advantage of the artist. You asking people to do some crazy ass shit. You know what I'm saying? Like something crazy that you know that don't make sense, but you finna run that up anyway because cha-ching.
Yeah.
I'm against you.
Right.
I'm against you. I don't fuck with you. I'm gonna try to put you out of business low key with a smile on my face. You know what I'm saying? Like that, and that's how I really feel. But if you're good, you doing what you're supposed to do. Like I support you. Like there's a lot of dope promoters doing their thing. I feel like the local scene has moved to a point now where like there's always something going on. You know what I'm saying? Not just because of what we be doing, but because like there's other promoters that move a lot too. Yep. And I think that's a great thing for the city to have so many different outlets to perform. You know what I'm saying? Because there's different strokes for different folks. If you pop out, you're gonna find something that fits you. There's that much going on. So I think that's definitely great. But you know, there's definitely like a lot of weak motherfuckers in it, and like there's definitely like a lot of bad energy and shit like that. And we also need to be real. We also need to be straight up. We need to be self-aware. Like, because a situation that I run into, like, with promoters sometimes is like, oh, that was my idea. Or, oh, I was working for that artist first. And I've been on both sides of this. I've been on both sides. I've been that nigga that's got accused of some shit, and I've been that nigga accusing somebody of some shit. So I'm not even going to sit here and act like I'm perfect. But, like, there's just certain situations and certain things where it's just like, duh. And that's kind of petty, like you tripping. Like, for instance, I had Oz on Thursday nights for a little bit. I was trying to think of a name. I'm like, what's a good name? Let's call it Turn Up Thursdays. It rolls off the tongue pretty easy. Some motherfucker came out the paint saying that I stole their event name. So what I did was like I Googled Turned Up Thursday. Everybody and their mama across America has a Turned Up Thursday. It's a bar term. You know what I'm saying? It's an Instagram tag.
Like the $2 Tuesday.
Like a $2 Tuesday or a happy hour. You know what I'm saying? These are just fucking general like ideas and shit like that. Another situation, my homeboy had posted a flyer and some guy was like, motherfuckers needs to stop using my cassette tape logo. Nigga, did you invent the cassette tape? Cassette tapes have been around forever. That's like a hip-hop thing, bro. It's not like me and my niggas like, yo, bro, you know how we could really get this money if we start putting cassette tapes on our flyers? What the fuck's wrong with you, nigga? No, nigga, we did not steal no cassette tape logo. It's common. It's on. We all use the same fucking apps and shit to make our flyers.
That's true. That's real shit.
Shit like that. So stop being so quick to accuse somebody of like stealing your shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. And also, like, as a promoter, you got to ask yourself, even if you're not an artist, is this a fair deal? Would I take this deal if I was this artist? If you know in your fucking heart that you wouldn't, you selling some bad shit. You flipping some bad shit, bro. Like, for real, for real. So, yeah, that's how I feel about them. There's a lot of good ones, though. I don't want my shit talking to overshadow the good promoters. There's a lot of good ones that I like. Like, I love a lot of them.
Man.
Yeah.
People, man, it's crazy. You can't, like, you should be able to talk about the other shit too without seeming negative. It's just that's there. That's why motherfuckers be depressed. That's why motherfuckers be mad and want to get off Facebook.
Yeah, because
the shit is there
every day. Every day.
So I appreciate you being honest about it, man. That's real shit,
Facts.
man. So. What keeps with all that going on, man, and all the shit that we got going on? What keeps you going after all these years?
I really love it. Like, I truly, sincerely love it. I love the process of it. I love every step of it, damn near. You know what I'm saying? I like hitting the venue up, trying to get the date. You know what I'm saying? I like getting the date. I like locking in with my headliners. One of the dope things about doing these shows is like I get to be best friends like with these artists for like the little 6 weeks that we're putting these shows together. Because depending on the type of headliner you are, so I had certain headliners where I talk to them on the phone like every day. I had others that we probably talk like maybe once or twice a week. But you know, we essentially become partners and best friends for like this little bit of time, whatever. So like that, I love that aspect of it. I love like getting with my team and the family that I built, like with Frost Money Presents, with everyone that's on the team and everybody that's on the street team. I love the community that we built. Like I love the process. Like I truly love it. Like I said, my dad was in the hospital. I still went out, did the event. whatever. Came back to the hospital the next day. One time I was cutting the umbilical cord. 20 minutes later, I'm sitting in a chair booking the show. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really love this, and I'm really in it, and, like, I'm sincere about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really sincere. I'm really sincerely in love with the St. Louis hip-hop scene and helping it. You know what I'm saying? I know there's a lot of promoters. Like, the main objective is to get the bag and start, like, working with big celebrities and stuff like that. And we're about that, too, don't get me wrong. But our primary focus has been local talent. I like saying that we built this with homegrown talent. We didn't have to outsource. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have to jump on the wave that was just so easy. No, we actually got creative, and we built some shit with unique human beings in the same town that we grew up in. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that stands for something. So, like, that's what keeps me into it. Is like, I really love it, and I feel like we're doing something that many others have done, but I don't know if they exactly done it like this. And I'm not saying that we're even doing it for the better. I'm just saying doing it like this at the venues that we're doing business at and working with the type of artists that we've been working with and being consistent how we've been consistent. I ain't seen that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I just tell you, man, I crown you the underground king.
I appreciate that.
And that's, you know what I'm saying, that's real because I can't, and you talking to me because hey, that shit, it's wild out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's wild as hell. It's wild as hell.
But
Yeah.
I got a question for you, and this for me.
Yeah.
So, like, somebody named me a promoter. They just say I'm a promoter. I don't feel like I'm a promoter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like my main thing is to get exposure to people.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The podcast and all that, and that's the business part of it.
Yeah.
But my main thing is to get exposure. So I don't know if that's the same as, you know what I'm saying? I don't think I'm on the level of promoting that you on for sure. You have a venue, you have dedicated venues.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
some
You
in-house
have
type situations.
A straight, you know what I'm saying, repertoire of things that you do.
Yeah.
I'm exposing people through podcasts.
Yeah.
And I'm
Award
doing
shows
shit
and shit like
you know
that.
what I'm saying,
Yeah.
that type of thing.
You catch the
So-
ball, you run with it. Yeah, yeah.
Right, so
Facts.
would I be called a promoter? Is
Yeah.
it different levels of promotion?
No,
What
no,
is it?
yeah, it's all levels. Like, if you're doing it like you're a promoter, period, because no matter what level you're on, like, there's a lot of stresses that come together with putting this shit together. So if you're putting some shit together, I'm already taking my hat off to you and calling you a promoter because you're taking on the stress of being like, I'm going to be the motherfucker responsible to make sure that this functions. You know what I'm saying? So you get the title, like, just off the flip. You know what I'm saying? There's different levels and different aspects of it. You know what I'm saying? But if you helping putting some shit together, and if you telling people about it, then you're a promoter. You're in the game. You feel me? Like, cause I had situations where I book all of the acts, and, you know, I do this whole thing, the whole press or whatever. And then I also have events where, like, I'm really just kind of getting the date and organizing or whatever. And that's when I put on my event coordinator hat. Just to, you know, throw like a different tag out there and shit, but it's still promoter shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's many different ways of doing it. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, appreciate that, man. So, I'm gonna ask you both of these. What does the STL music scene need more of and need less of?
All right, so it needs more positive vibes, and it needs more good people. It needs more people that are down to hustle. It needs more people who actually care about having a fan base that will pull up to see them in concert, more so than having internet clout or whatever. It needs less artists get lost in the sauce. It needs more man-to-man conversations. It needs more real niggas in it. And it needs niggas to stop acting like hoes and all kinds of shit. It really needs that. And like, now what it don't need is, like, it don't need any more gossip. It don't need any more bullshit. It don't need any more people pretending that they about this shit and they ain't. You know what I'm saying? It don't need no more people in the way saying that they really about this, but they're not. There's so many people out here trying to do it. And I could even say, like, from like what I do, from my point of view, there's so many bullshitters that hit me up that it makes it hard for the real motherfuckers. So like if you know you are a bullshitter, just sit the fuck down. Go find something else to do. You know what I'm saying? If you know you a bullshitter, if you know you just having this conversation just to have this conversation, go do it somewhere else. Don't bother me with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many people trying to link up or whatever, and I'm trying to link up with as many of them as possible if it makes sense. I'm really trying my best. But there's so many people that want to hit you up and waste your time. There's not a day where my phone's not booming. You know what I'm saying? From the time I wake up to the time I go to sleep, there's not a day my phone's not booming. And there's only so many people that are actually really trying to do something. Whatever, like for real. And yeah, so
that's like nerve wracking, man. And I think that's like the number one thing that's in this local area that kind of fucks up shit.
Yeah.
Is that bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, especially if you can see it. Like,
Yeah.
if you can see it, and then another thing on top of that, and we'll get to the next question, is quit vouching for that bullshit, too.
Quit vouching for that bullshit. You know it's bullshit. Stop co-signing it. For real. And stop throwing niggas' names around, bro. There's so many times a nigga would throw, like, another nigga's name, like, around, and they don't even know, like, I low-key don't even fuck with that nigga. You know what I'm saying? They were like, yeah, nigga, Joey, yeah.
You looking like, oh.
Yeah, Joey Soy, and them said that, yeah. I'm like, bro, I ain't fuck with Joey Soy since 2015, bro. You know what I'm saying? You out here saying that nigga's name like that's going to get you in cool with me. Like, oh, yeah, that's my nigga. No, that nigga a clown, too.
Right. You a clown. That damn name, man. All right, so you talked a little bit about this, too, but does being a promoter affect your relationship with people? I know that damn.
Yeah.
Boy.
It definitely does. It's really put me in some weird situations. It could also get you like a lot of fake friends. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that may seem like they're your friend or seem like they want to be down, but like really, you know, they're just trying to get in position. So like, yeah, being in the industry could affect you like on that. And then, you know, people could flip-flop on you and turn on you and shit like that. Like sincerely, like I legit had like a situation where like I had a good friend. I was probably most likely, I could see him asking me to be like the godfather to his child. Like we were like that close, but we got into it over some business. Now, as far as like what we got into it about, yeah, I feel how I feel and I stand my ground. But if we would have kept the business separate from our friendship, maybe we would still be cool. Maybe I would be a godfather right now. You know what I'm saying? And that's just like really the price of the game or whatever. It's just like once you get to really doing it and doing it on a certain level, you're going to see like sometimes your success brings out the ugly in other people. And it's going to show its face. You know what I'm saying? And when they show it, you got to decide how you want to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? So like it's definitely like affected it like in a lot of ways. But also on the overall standpoint of like, not only do I have a family, like, you know, I have, you know, 4 beautiful kids and a wife at home. I also have a family in this venue. You know what I'm saying? My Frost Money Presents team, that's my family. My street team, that's family. Like, I love these people. These people in these venues at Pops. Pops is like a big-ass family, too. You know what I'm saying? I love them. I love these motherfuckers at the Oz that I'm with all the time now. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of real niggas that work at the Oz. So whatever, you know what I'm saying? I love them, you know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of positives, and there's more positives than there are negatives, but yeah, you know, it definitely could affect your friendships a lot.
And that's to reflect on that, man. Because this, you know, when you handling business, it will fuck with somebody's ego if you like, man, I can't do this, or I need this for this to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It gets awkward.
Because you have to actually confront people. You know what I'm saying? So that's real, man. But the thing is, if you about this shit, that don't matter.
It don't matter. If you really about it, you know what I'm saying? It won't even matter.
Man, so with that being said, brother, do you feel being a promoter gives you an unfair advantage?
Yeah. I mean, yes and no. You know what I'm saying? The advantage is definitely I get to network with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're an artist getting booked in shows, maybe you come to the shows that you're booked on, and, you know, and maybe you go to a few others that maybe, you know, some of your friends are on. But me, the promoter, the guy that's putting them together, I'm at every one. You know what I'm saying? I'm at every show, making new friends, making new connects, every show. So that's definitely the advantage, to be able to super network with people. But also the disadvantage is also like the same thing. A lot of times me and, you know, the artists associated with me, we eat last. We eat last. We make sure that we do X, Y, and Z, and we make sure we do so many shows before we decide to put the spotlight on us. And then even when we put the spotlight on us, we hold ourselves to a different degree of like, niggas are going to say that we're doing this shit just because we're the promoters. So let's make sure that the shit makes sense, like from an artist standpoint too. You better get some videos out. You better start working out again. You know what I'm saying? Don't be looking like trash on stage, boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's also that. Like, we have to go hard because it's nothing to call bullshit if you don't pull up and at least entertain or at least do something in that motherfucker. So, like, yeah, there's definitely, like, advantages and disadvantages. And one of the disadvantages for my homies is, like, I make them go, like, a little harder. He wanted to do, like, a headliner at Pops for, like, his birthday. I was like, nah, bro, like, I really don't know about that. But I was like, you know what? Go do a show at Foo Bar, and we'll see how that goes. If you could pack the house at Foo Bar, all right, we could probably make it work on this level too. Oh, and by the way, I'm not gonna be here to help you. I'm going to Texas. That's exactly what I did to this. He made it happen, and we did the birthday show eventually too, and it was a great one. It's up there. Yeah, it's up there with a lot of the other bigger shows or whatever. So yeah, there's some advantages and disadvantages with it.
Man, I missed the song Turbo Thought, man.
Oh, it's a classic.
I was trying to find it on this.
I say we can get it to you if you don't have it.
I missed that motherfucking song, man. Let me see. Yeah, I need to get it sent to. All right, brother.
For sure.
All right. Who are some friends you recently made in the industry?
Like new, like industry friends, notable that you guys would probably know about. Rocky Maverick. Rocky Maverick is a good friend of mine. We talk a lot or whatever. He's one of those friends where like we could end up talking on the phone, and like we don't mean to have a long conversation because we're both busy men, but our rapport is so strong that we'll end up talking for like an hour or two or whatever. That's how it is with Rocky Maverick. And we actually found out that we're kind of from the same hood. He lived on Shreve, I lived on Farland or whatever at different times and shit like that. But it made sense. Like, it was one of those things I found out after knowing him for like a year already. I'm like, you know what? That's why I fuck with you. That's why we click. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you was on the next block or whatever, and there's a certain mindset and code that we roll with. Stefan Urkel, he's like a real good friend. He checks in on me, you know, personally or whatever. Real good dude. Always has kind words and advice and, you know, stuff like that. Hakeem is someone that I feel like I got closer with this year. Real good dude. That's a little homie for show. Wolski, James Alexander from NLP, and, you know, probably a few other people that I'm probably forgetting, you know what I'm saying? But, like, yeah, we made, like, a lot of good friends this year.
Okay. What about, you been new Matt Smith?
Yeah. I'm trying to think exactly how we linked up. I think it's one of those things where, okay, here's what happened. Mama Daisy had me come down for like an interview when she was working with Matt closely or whatever. So I came down for an interview, and I remember because this is like the day before like my son was born. So I go down there, I perform, whatever. For one reason or another, my footage never like went anywhere. Like they never posted it, they never did something, whatever. So I was just like, man, that's kind of weird. But I just kept it moving, I kept it pushing. I just kind of, you know, watched what they were doing like from afar. And then I crossed paths with Matt Schmidt like a few times. And then it just got to a point I sent that message. I'm like, bro, like, I'm ready whenever. Like, if you want me to pull up, like, it's nothing. And he's like, you know what, bro? I'm actually a fan. And he's like, I've been waiting until I get my shit together before I hit you up. I'm like, bro, your shit been together. I've been waiting for you to hit me up. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's, you know, where we've been now. I try to check in with him like every so often. I don't abuse it. I don't abuse my relationship with him. I'm not down there every day pressing him for interviews. I go down there when I have a show to promote or something going on.
Right.
Hint, hint.
Boy,
I go down there when I have a reason to be down there. Don't be just down there because you like looking at yourself on those nice cameras. Whatever is my advice to artists, unless he asks you to be there.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
shout out to Matt Smith and Artists United, man. SR
Thanks.
Studios, all of them, man. They doing good things, man. That's one thing that I'm peeping too, man. It's more media coming out too.
And that's a beautiful thing,
know
especially
what
if they're
I'm
doing the right thing,
Yeah.
whatever. Like there's a strong media presence. One of the things in my formula when I tell artists how to move tickets is to fuck with these media platforms. There's so many different shows and podcasts out here. Like, why are you not hitting them up? Like, hey, let me come through, give you some free tickets. You feel me? And if you have a good time or shit, even if you have a bad time, maybe you could talk about my show on air. You know what I'm saying? Like free tickets and a drink, bam, you got this relationship now. It's nothing, and they're out here, and a lot of them are humble, and they need to take advantage of the media that's willing to fuck with them, because there's media that's really up there, and you could be grinding your ass off and out here shining, and they still ain't hitting you up. You know what I'm saying? So be grateful for the motherfuckers that are willing to cover you and talk about your shows, talk about your music while you're on the come up, because there's legit media guys out here that are not gonna fuck with you if you ain't sexy enough, or if it doesn't hit the mark of what they feel like you need to hit to be worthy enough for them to write about you.
Right. That's real shit, man.
Yeah.
That's real shit. And I think I know Rocky Maverick and Stephon Urkel.
Yeah.
They hit this motherfucker. They was all around this.
Yeah, facts.
Getting down.
I know when Steph had his headliner here, it was like he was here like every day for like a month.
When I saw him, I'm like, dude, I'm just gonna put you on our show. Like, I see you work, because I'm here on damn near every show, and I'm seeing him on every show. I'm like, okay, he working.
Real
All
deal.
right, I'm gonna hook you up with 2 more interviews. Shout out to them, man. Is this their first year? Was 2020? Is 21 they first?
Nah. They Rocky Maverick for sure, like he's low key a OG. Like he's been around for like a while. He's one of those guys I would consider, like, you would call it like a late bloomer. You know what I'm saying? It finally started clicking to him, and he found like a little formula. Yeah. This man's dropping projects. He has crazy dope videos. He knows how to pop on Facebook. He knows how to pop on Spotify and YouTube. He's a very smart guy. But yeah, he's been around for like a while, but he just really got his wave going like within the last couple of years. And I want to say the Stephon thing, I want to say Steph's like a little younger than us, but he's been around for like a little minute too. It's just like the eyes are just now really starting to pay attention. Okay. Yeah. So they've been around for like a little minute, but I agree, like the last year or two, like them boys been shining. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they definitely came out the cut.
I know you work with Nando.
Yeah, I booked him a couple times. Yeah.
He making noise too.
Yeah, he's like the golden child right now. Yeah. Yeah.
Plans for 2022.
Yeah, we're gonna keep grinding and we're gonna keep getting bigger. The way my plan works is it's a couple more years of being this. It's a couple years of being this version of Frost Money that y'all know, but just getting bigger as I go. Whatever. So we're gonna stay consistent. We're gonna get bigger. We're gonna work with bigger artists. You know what I'm saying? We're going to continue finding new and great artists. We're going to continue getting them at the starting point and work with them and build with them until they're ready. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to keep it popping. We're going to keep it popping. We can keep it moving. We're going to keep it real. We're going to keep it transparent. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to keep putting on for, like, local talent. That's going to be our primary focus forever. You know what I'm saying? And that's just, like, what it is. And, yeah.
Okay.
Can't stop one song.
All right, so I got 2 more questions for you.
Yes, sir.
This one, how do you feel about your status in the local scene? How do you?
Yeah. Overall, I feel good. Like, for the most part, like, I'm surrounded by love. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of love. There's a lot of dope things. There's a lot of good relationships. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of beautiful shit that's involved in it. But also on the flip side, I can't say that, like, I don't see everything or I don't see the negatives that kind of come with it or whatever. Like, there'll be, like, a lot of situations motherfuckers be like, yo, I don't care what so-and-so say about you. I fuck with you. Who are these niggas? And it's like, bruh, there's, like, several different people that bring that type of shit up to me like, yo, I don't give a fuck what they be on, da-da-da. So it's like, where is this room of niggas that are hating on me? Where are they at and what are they talking about? Because, like, people always bring that type of shit, like, to my attention or whatever. So, like, I peep that. I do peep the energy. And I do understand that right now we are dealing with a scene. If you're young enough, you don't know the local scene without having Frost money involved. Meaning you don't know what it was like before I started doing what I was doing. As each promoter comes up, and I was this guy, I was that guy too. There was a certain promoter that I wanted to, overcome. You know what I'm saying? So like, there's always like this weird effect of like, we're gonna take over the game. And we're gonna do it like this because this is how it's supposed to go. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. There's always that type of energy in the air, and I was that guy that was on that. So I get that if motherfuckers is on that, right. But it would be silly of me to not know that there's somebody at home feeling like, fuck that. We gonna do it how it's supposed to be done. Yeah. But me, as a guy that's been around longer, I'm like, bruh, for one, chill. For two, you don't know what was going on before I got in this position. The way I feel, it was the same 8 motherfuckers being booked at Pops as far as hip hop. It was the same 8 or maybe 12. It was the same, you know what I'm saying? Like they kept it like this, and I'm not disrespecting anyone that came before me. Like for sure, like all love. Right. But what I did is I came in and I turned up the volume and I made the flashlight bigger. Like this is local hip hop. Look at it. You know what I'm saying? Look at it. Oh, come back next month and see it again. Come back the month after that and see it again. Month after month, and now year after year now. It wasn't always like this. Motherfuckers was stuck performing at bars, and it was the same people getting the same looks. You know what I'm saying? For a minute, it was like if you wanted to perform at Pops, the only way you was going to get on there is like opening up like for some national. And if you was opening up for some national, that ticket settlement was something nasty. It wasn't anything doable. There was no feasible, reasonable way to get on that stage or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And not even just that, because I feel like what I do as a promoter is so much bigger than being a guy that works at Pops. It's so much bigger than that. It's not just doing it there. It's also the consistency of doing it or whatever. Most promoters that I know, they have to end up taking a break or sitting down somewhere because it's a money come, money go business. A money come, money go business. There's a lot of drama that comes with it. There's a lot of bullshit that comes with it. So to go on a run for like about 5 years without taking any real breaks, that helps the scene. That means the activity stayed up no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Because if the activity wasn't there, it can't grow. It can't grow like without activity. How you expect something to grow when there's only like a good local hip hop show like every 6 months or so? It takes consistency and like activity to make it grow, to make people come out, to get that word of mouth like around. I feel like there's a fan base of the local scene now. There's people that just go to local shows, period, now. Yep. And that's grown bigger and bigger. Yep. I remember when that wasn't there.
It was not there. You so right.
Yeah.
Because I know, what year did you first start?
Man, I've been in and out, but like as far as like getting in and staying consistent, like 2017.
And that's recent.
Yeah.
To me, that's recent because I started like in 2005 and 6 doing show like rapping.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And you not lying. That's all we did, shows that was bars.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying? Viva, you know what I'm saying? That thing. It was other spots.
Bars with no fucking sound system, really. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you get is what you get. Yeah.
That's why it's not a lot of good show etiquette out here if you was coming up and back in them days.
Yeah.
You can't do no real show at a bar.
No.
You can, don't get me wrong, and not trying to knock.
I love bar shows,
But if you not for real.
Not on the big boy. Yeah. Not on the big boy level. You can get pretty damn good, but you need a nice venue to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like for sure, yeah.
And we appreciate you for that. I know
much love.
Bro.
I appreciate it.
As a motherfucker. So I'm gonna end with my questions, unless you got some questions.
It's all
things
great.
you want to address. Cause this is a good question.
Yeah.
The biggest misconception about you.
The biggest misconception about me is like that I'm just like some industry nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's where that whole energy like, oh, we're gonna take it over and do it how it's supposed to be done, or whatever. Like, my nigga, like I'm the definition of that energy that you're trying to convey.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was a rapper. I was a turned up, hyped up rapper. There wasn't really too many promoters that could even book me in shows that made sense because I was that unique. I was that different. So the lyrical backpack guys, they ain't fucking with me. The street trap guys, I'm not hard enough for that. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to fuck with me either. So I had to create my own lane and make it happen. You know what I'm saying? And when I made it happen, I made sure to keep everybody included. I fucked with the backpack rappers. I fucked with the street rappers. I fucked with the unique guys also. Like, I did that. You know what I'm saying? So, like, and a lot of the situations that I find myself in is like going too hard for local talent. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, no, this is it. Like, this is what we're doing. Like, this is how we're gonna roll. Like, when everybody else doesn't want to shine a light on that local talent like that. Like, even some of the rappers that everybody loves, you know what I'm saying? The people that everybody admire. I have private conversations with these guys. They don't want certain rappers anywhere near them. No, don't put that guy on my bill. He's trash. The same nigga you in this comments, yo, that shit hard, bro. You next up, dog.
Right.
Have a completely different conversation with me. Yeah, don't book him. He's straight trying to block your blessing. You know what I'm saying?
That's weird, man.
Yeah, straight trying to block your blessing. So that's the biggest misconception is like, I'm not like some industry dude that's like, ha ha ha, rubbing shoulders and da. Like, no, I'm out here fucking with real motherfuckers, bro. Like, I'm out here doing an open mic every month. I'm in the club. I'm talking with people. A lot of promoters at a certain level, they don't even be at their own events no more. You know what I'm saying? Once they hit a certain level, they're not there no more. I'm at all of my events. Rapping with people, shaking hands, you know what I'm saying, listening to anything and everything. I've been open. I've been transparent. If you want to hit me up, you can hit me up. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm really not that hard to find. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? So that's the biggest misconception is like, don't assume that like I'm some like little industry pretty boy motherfucker. Like, nah, I'm a real nigga, bro, and I'm out here doing real nigga things every fucking day. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest misconception about me. I remember one time niggas thought like I was a part of like Slumfest or whatever. Like, thought I was a part of the Slumfest committee and shit like that. And I love Slumfest. I love the Midwest Avengers. Those are my big bros. But this is what I'm saying of like people try to put you in a category. Like, I'm just some pretty boy motherfucker with a degree. I don't have a degree. I barely fucking graduated. I'm some pretty boy motherfucker with a degree that's, no, nigga, like, I'm a real nigga that snuck in. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to leave the door open for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And that's who I am for real.
All day. That's the thing that I was going to ask that came back when you said something. So we got something to do with the passion and love for this, right?
Yeah.
So with that, because it go back to relationships with people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you got passion and love, you know what I'm saying? When somebody you feel wrong you or something, you got to understand. This passion is so, if I'm the love that I'm showing you, if it goes opposite, I'm going to show you the other side. Like,
right. Straight like that.
Mad.
Yeah.
So
facts.
how do you deal with that? I understand, you know, it comes with experience and all that.
Yeah.
But trying to understand how not to, like, to keep the passion more on the positive side than
let it drag you somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's I'm not perfect. You know what I'm saying? It's even something that I struggle with. Like, sometimes my passion can have me like a little bit beside myself, but like, I just try to just keep it real with myself, and I just try to keep a real circle around me. And if there's something troubling me, like, I'll talk to, you know, my inner circle, like, hey, this is the situation. Do y'all feel like I'm tripping? And they'll tell me, like, yes or no, or whatever. And honestly, like, the thing about me, like, the type of people that I have around me, they feel like I'm too easygoing. I'm too passive, or whatever type shit. But it's because I'm looking at, like, the overall picture. The overall picture, like, it's important that we always keep the shit moving no matter what. You feel me? We could completely stop the bus and, you know, curse everybody out and try to fight everybody, but that's going to slow us down, you know, from getting to our destination. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's just, you know, how we've been moving.
The situation that you in.
Situation by situation, just being balanced out and being real about it. You know what I'm saying? And just removing all of the bullshit from it.
And that's a good thing, man, that we can end on. And that's the things that I've been learning from you, you know, when I see you got the same people around
Yeah.
Of course, I know the artist part is the artist part, but
Yeah.
as far as your team, you've been keeping the same people around you.
Yeah.
And you said something that resonated with me. When I first got into the game on the promotion side, per se, I didn't want to be linked with certain people.
Yeah.
So I kind of, when you don't know nobody, you don't know nobody.
Yeah.
But when you start knowing people, you know what I'm saying, if you acting cool with them and whatever the case may be, then you find out there's something else.
Yeah.
That's when those type of relationships change.
Yeah. Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
real shit.
I appreciate the way that the transparency part is very, very, to me, has been very important.
Yeah.
Because if you can't be transparent, what are you trying to hide?
Yeah, and it's a Taurus trait.
Yeah, that's real. So, man, as usual, man, I was definitely looking forward to this interview. You are one of the people in St. Louis, and one of the promoters that I look up to.
I appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Real
appreciate
talk.
that. Real shit.
And it came from experience of knowing you, because when I, like you said, like when I first came to a Pops event,
yeah,
and who I was with, I was fucking green.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was green. I ain't gonna lie, I was
Right.
green. I didn't know the game. I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
But it threw me off. But then when I started to continue to come, because I'm a very, I can see things.
Yeah.
I started understanding.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you just like when I was in high school, and I might be off. When I was in high school and shit, I didn't look. It was no popular. We fuck with everybody.
Yeah.
wasn't no-
I was always that guy, even back in school. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It ain't the nerds. We don't think like that.
Yeah.
It's if you cool and you moral, we cool.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care a fuck if you're a hood cat, Crip blood, and all
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yeah.
If you're moral, you're good. We fuck with you.
Yeah. Facts. Facts.
So I appreciate for you representing that and continuing to represent that.
Appreciate
It's
it.
nothing but success forever, brother.
Hell yeah.
All
Appreciate
day.
it.
So let them know where they can find you, and then please tell them about the open mic again.
Yeah.
And the upcoming shows. And shit, I want to ask you who's going to be on Frost tonight. I got to get that question for you. Who's going to be on Frost tonight?
Man, it's a lot of acts, and I'm not gonna remember everyone.
Okay.
So if Brittany could pull up the flyer or something, but it's
Okay.
it's a lot of dope acts, and I took my time to choose them all. I start off like with a list of like about 300. You know what I'm saying? I just kind of chopped the list down. Yeah, I chopped the list down as I go.
Hey, now you are gracious.
Yeah.
300? Damn.
And then I cut it all the way down to about 9 or 10. You know what I'm saying? And it's different things, whatever. It's like, is the music on point? Is this on point? Is the business on point? The most important thing, do you have the mindset to understand the mission? You know what I'm saying? That's the most important thing when I'm picking acts for Frost Night. Because you could be talented as fuck, but if you don't understand the mission, then what we really finna do? But yeah, we got Johnny Wayne. That's my co-headliner. Real dope, talented dude. We got Two Tucks. Crazy. Q Baby. Cook Crack. We got Ghost 314. We got I Am Carly. We got Lil Stacking. We got Ayo Bands. And we got No Curfew. We also got KTP 5800 and Visual Plug hosting.
Okay.
Whatever. So we got it all. We covered like a lot of the spectrum. You know what I'm saying? And it went all the way. We cut all the way down to 9 or 10.
Okay.
And then Asia Marie, she won the Shine Time open mic, and she got the last spot or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just people hit me up trying to get on Frost Night. It's already booked up, but I left that slot open at the open mic for anybody and everyone to come get that.
Right.
I didn't have to do that,
Right.
but I did.
Right.
Yeah. So that's Frost Night. That's everybody that's on the bill. We do Shine Time open mic the last Thursday of every month. I'm considering moving into Friday, so just kind of keep an eye on us. You know what I'm saying? But within the next few days, I'll make that decision, and we'll put it up in the air. And that's how we bring them in. We got Valentine's Day weekend on lock. We got Shine Cashmere and Cop the Great. They're co-headlining together in the Red Room at the Oz on Friday, February 11th, and then February 12th we got Tiffany Taylor Tell. She does erotic poetry. Yeah, and I mean erotic poetry. Whatever. So, and then we also have Killer B February 5th in the Red Room. You dig? And I got something about to come out like in March. We got They Don't Hustle Like Us with No Brainer ENT or whatever. Like, for a while, we were doing shit like every month. Right now, we out here every weekend. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, for real.
The turn up is real.
Yeah.
God damn it. All right, brother, man. We about to get up out of here again, man. Make sure y'all tune in and check out Frost Money on Facebook at Billy Ratliff. And then you can go to the Frost Money artist page and FMP page, right?
Yep. And then Frost_Money on Instagram.
All right.
And Twitter if you're into that kind of thing.
All day, man. So we about to get up out of here. Hey, until next time.
Yeah.